Hello, everybody, and welcome into HelenKennard.com. I'm Helen Kennard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm so glad you're here. Once you get here, say hello so I know who's stamping with me tonight. And I've got some really cute projects to show you tonight. Again, I've got my Grateful Heart um, initiative going on. So I've got some cards I want to share. That's what we'll be making tonight. And but I wanted to show you a couple of cards that my team made and shared. We have a swap every month, and I wanted to show you this. So it's really beautiful. And this one is from Nanette. Let me spotlight her. Isn't that beautiful? And she's used the Falling Leaves embossing folder. Isn't that just beautiful? And look at these little gems. I just love it. Hello there, she says. And this one's Debbie's. Love it, love it. She's really gone out with all that die cutting. This one says, wishing you many blessings. Oh, that's so pretty. And she used some pretty bling too. And this was from Megan. She said, I didn't have time, but I still like it, don't you? Anyway, those were a couple that I wanted to show you tonight. And then I have another one I want to show you. This is from Char. Hey, Diana. I got this card from Char Linton this week. It's a thank you card for, sending her card, actually. But isn't it beautiful? She's used one of my favorite designer series paper. And I just think it's beautiful. Love the colors and the embellishment she's used. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Char. That was so sweet. I really, really appreciate it. All right. Tonight we're going to be using the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. And it is absolutely gorgeous. One side is metallic and one side isn't. This is one of my favorites right here. And this one is too. Isn't that gorgeous? I think every single one, and this one. These are 6 by 6 and you get 4 each. So it's essentially a 12 by 12. But I just love it and want to use every single bit of it. In fact, I've almost used it all. But anyway, on the back is the metallic. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? This is one we'll be using tonight. Really pretty Mossy Meadow. And this, we'll be using this one tonight. And I just love that one. And I have to keep looking because I've got them upside down. But I love these books. And again, here's the one we'll be using tonight. So I'm going to need your help. I went and pulled all the cardstock again of we're going to do 2 techniques tonight, so we're going to be making 2 cards. The first one is called Stack, Cut, and Shuffle. Arlene Crane showed us this. So much fun, really, just really so much fun. And I'm using 3 pieces of the designer series paper. I'm using this side, but this kind of is big and bold, and then these are smaller and they have the shine to them, so it's really pretty. But I went in and these are the colors espresso, mossy meadow, pumpkin, Cajun craze, crushed curry, berry vanilla, which we'll be using tonight, and this one is, oh shoot, where is it? Copper clay, and then pretty peacock. So what I did was I started off with the Cajun craze, and I really liked it, and I thought, yep, that's what I'm going to use. But then it kind of doesn't match the in the paper, doesn't match the copper clay. So then I thought, well, maybe I'm going to use yellow, and I just kept going through it, and finally decided to go with these two. So this one's copper clay, and this is pretty peacock. So that's what we're going to do. I think that's just going to be so pretty. To go with this. So what you need to do with this technique is pick out 3 sheets of designer series paper that kind of all go together, and I felt like these did. You don't really see the pretty peacock, but it really brings it out when you put it up against it. So you choose your designer series paper. Then this is going to be our card base at 5.5 by 4 1/4. Hey Char, I just was talking about your pretty card. Okay, then we're going to use this as our mat. 4 by 5 1/4. So it's going to go like that. I know that looks kind of odd, but you'll see. It's all going to turn out really pretty. Then what we're going to do is take all 3 of our designer series paper. Who has seen this one before? Put your hand up and let me know if you've seen this one. It's stack, cut, and shuffle. I'm going to cut it at 3 3/4 by 5 1/8. All at one time. Now you want to save both of these because we're going to use them again. Now let me just, as soon as I do that, it's not going to fit, but yes it does. That looks good. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Let me make sure I did this one right. This is 4. Yeah. No, let's see. It needs to be 4 1/8. 4 3 5 7/8. The measurements are going to be on my website tomorrow, so for sure go look. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay. Do you see how that's going to match? That's going to be so pretty. All right. Now, it doesn't matter how you cut this as long as you cut them all 3 at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off at an angle, and then I'm going to cut the piece that's left in half. Okay, so let me show you. Now you want to watch because you're only cutting this part off right here. Now you can put it like at 1 and put this at 1. Do you see that? 1 and 1. Okay. Again, cut all 3. Now when you do this, you want to put them the same way. You don't want to get them out of sequence. Okay, so there's only 2 cuts to this. That was 1. So do you see this? Let's see. This. We're going to go in the middle and put this point here. Just like that. You see how that's in the middle? And then the point is down there. Again, hold them all 3 intact. Okay. Now you want them all. Now believe me, you want them all in the same way you've cut them. Okay. I'm going to put this aside for right now. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to make 3 cards out of this. That's what's so cool about it. 1, 2, 3. Now, you want to, all 3 stacks need to have 1 each of the designer series paper. So, okay, this one will be here. This one's going to be, let me get this out of the way. Okay. No, that can't be right. Now, how did I already mess that up? Did I already mess it up? Okay. This goes here. This goes here. Now I got it. There you go. Whew, got it. Do you see there's 1 of each piece? This is what it's going to, oh, I thought I brought the samples in so you could see, but I don't see where I brought them in. Shoot. Anyway, so this is how it's going to look. Ah, I did it. All right, now, as long as you kind of keep them in the same stack, that's the trick. All right, let's do this one first. Okay. It's going to go like this. And you want them to butt up against each other. Isn't that going to be pretty? All right, so to do this, you want to use liquid glue. You want a little bit of time. All right, you know what? It's going to be better if I put this one on first because it kind of sets the whole page up. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Diana. No, I already said hey to you, didn't I? All right. Y'all are so sweet. Oh, you haven't seen this before, Diana? It's really, really cool. Okay. So we want this to go here. Now you want to make sure that your margin is right where you want it. Okay, on all your sides. Okay, so let's put this one on. And the hardest part of this is getting the puzzle back together. But if you kind of keep them in that same set them aside. Oh, this is turning out really good. Okay. Then you don't get mixed up. And see, once you have these in the right margin, this is going to fit right in there and should be the same thing. Yay! Didn't that turn out good? All right, now we're going to put this on here. We could put it on with dimensionals. I hope everybody's doing good this week. Ooh, I've had to spend this week catching up after being gone last weekend. And it's been so hot. It rained a little bit today. Maybe that'll cool it off some. But yeah, those... Now, did you see what I did? I could put the pumpkins this way. Well, I guess that looks fine because it's straight down. Which way do you think is the right way? So look at it that way or this way. Oh, I bet you are, Char, loving the cooler temps. Wow. So which way do y'all think the pumpkins go? This way or this way? Up or down? Do you think that looks okay? Well, maybe I'll leave it like that. Okay. Either way looks great. Thanks, Diana. Okay. Get it on there straight. Whew. All right. So now what we're going to do is put our sentiment on there, which is right here. And I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock. Get it right. Ooh, that is so pretty. I never did find my chamois last week, did I? Let me get it cleaned before I get it all over me. Okay. You like up? Which one? Oh, so did I do it up? Yeah, that looks up, right? All right, copper clay. Ooh. All right, now I left my leaves out here. Hold on one second. Let me go get them. It's one of those things you take the time to cut them out. You want to go ahead and use it. So I put my sentiment kind of where they all three meet up. And then I've got a bunch of the leaves and in different colors. All right, so we're looking for copper clay. No. No. All right, I must not have it. Of all things, I don't have that. All right, how about, where's the, okay. Pretty Peacock. Now, if y'all haven't used the dies that go with this, these are absolutely beautiful. They have all the little veins and stuff in them. Let's see, you might see it better here. Really, really pretty. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with that. Yep. All right. Does anybody see my... Yep, there it is. Glue dots. These are sticky. My husband was worried about another hurricane coming. It is definitely hitting us hard this year, isn't it? Okay. And I hope everybody stays safe. We were gonna pack up our camper, and we've only had to pull the sides in twice. And the first time, oh, we got a mouse in there. Scared me half to death. So I don't like it. I don't like having to put our, isn't that beautiful the way the paper shines? Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. I just love that. Huh. All right. Well, I hope y'all like that. Okay. So with these pieces, all we have to do is put them on a mat. But I don't want to take the time to do all three of these. But I did want to show you because you'll end up making 3 cards. Isn't that cool? And the other thing that's really cool is that you're going to have some left over. And when you do, you want to put it on your envelope. Shoot, let me go out there and get it. It's going to bug me. So, you take this, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So you'll have one piece. Wait a minute, this is upside down. That matches. Look at this one. See, I've used up all the paper. You'll have a piece that fits exactly over the envelope. I forgot what that's called, but anyway, and then you just cut it off. Look at this one. Beautiful, beautiful. But anyway. And then this goes on the inside. Especially when you have dark cardstock, you definitely, like I'd put very vanilla because that's what we're using on the inside. And this piece can go right there. So you use up, using this technique, the whole 6x6. Okay, our next one won't need this. But see that? I mean, look at that. We'll get all 3 of our envelopes covered with that. So that's the first one. Did y'all like that? I did. All right. I'm going to set that there. Now, our next one, my team member, Debbie McLean, showed us this last night in our team meeting. Now, every month we have demonstrations, so we get new techniques every month. Do you see the little bit that was left over I put down there? But this one is called the fractured card technique. And, there's, it's all over the internet, but Debbie, which I've seen before, but had never tried it before. So I was so excited to watch her do it so I could do it for y'all today. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. So again, the same thing. The piece that's left over, I put on the envelope. So that's that. Now I did the exact same thing in trying to determine which cardstock to use for this. So at first I was going to use that, and I really like that because it brings out the copper clay, but then I thought, you know what, it needs something. So that's why I decided to put the crushed curry as just a small little border around it. See it? Oop. There. So all of that goes on flat. Okay. There you go. I love using the liquid glue when you're having to be real careful about the margins. Ooh, I'm trying a different technique that I learned this week, and I forgot there's a little saying that you say, corners, corners, middle. I forgot what that saying is, and I'm going to find it again to save some, because we use way more than we need of the liquid glue, but I can't help it. I love doing that to make sure it is not going anywhere. So I just learned that technique with the liquid glue this week. So I'm going to try it for a little while and see if it holds down the design or whatever I'm using, my pieces the way I want it to. But it should, right? Because this liquid glue is just amazing. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Do you like the crushed curry? You like oh yeah. Okay, so now this will go on the inside with this. So let's go ahead and get that done. See how I do that? I've got to try to do better about not wasting any. But I like doing that. Get better. There you go. That's so pretty, isn't it? All right. Now what we need to do is put the sentiment on. Now, because I'm doing my thankful initiative, I put I'm thankful for all you do. But this one, I'm going to put a happy birthday. Okay. So now, again, just tap, tap, tap. Don't smush. Very nice. All right, and happy birthday. Ooh. Celebrating you today. Happy birthday. There. Okay. Drop that, but I'll have to go get it later. All right, because here comes the technique. So you put this on flat. Okay. Debbie did a real good job showing us how to do this. And it's kind of in a diamond shape. Now these are, I think, 1/4 of an inch. And what you want to do is put it on there and use your thumbnail. I went all the way down to the yellow. And then I trimmed that off. She trimmed it off later. But then you add your liquid glue. And this one goes right up to there. I've got a little bit too much there. Okay. Then, what is probably going to put too much. Maybe if I do it slower, I won't. Nope, I'm going to have to go all the way down. Oh. Okay. Is everybody with me? There. And then you go back and trim that off. There. Okay, just keep rotating it around. I'm going to go ahead and mark it here and trim it. Turn it over. It's very simple. Now you use what your strips are the color of the base of your card. Look how that's turning out so far. Okay, one more. Oop, let me mark it. There. All right. Yeah, I can tell that one's going to be too much. Let me see if I can spread it out. Maybe. Okay. There. Ta-da! Happy birthday. So pretty that you don't have to cut anything. You just put your piece of paper, designer series paper down, and then put these little strips on. That's so cool, isn't it? Oh, thanks, Char. Thank you. I liked it too, and that's why I thought I would show it to you guys. Okay. Again, you can put leftover on your envelope, and then I'm going to send it like that. So, to me, a pretty, can be a masculine card. There's this one. What did I do? Oh, here they are. I was going to say, what did I do with the other one? There. I hope you're enjoying this grateful series that I'm doing. And the autumn, all about autumn, is such a beautiful designer series paper with all the different colors and the cool weather. Yeah, coming. Yeah, the temps are going to be dropping soon, and that's what all this is. And North Carolina has a lot of mountainous areas that this looks like that's exactly where they've taken these pictures. Yeah, beautiful cards. Thanks, Carol. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll be back next Wednesday. And if I want to say hello to any of my YouTubers over there that are watching this, and if you have any questions, and again, my measurements and everything are going to be up on my website tomorrow, www.helenkenner.com. If you have any questions, just leave your questions right there. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. Y'all take care. All right, see y'all next week. Alrighty, bye-bye.